Hi everyone, and welcome to the Jeff Bullas Show. This is episode 0. Now, why do we start this show? Well, in it, I want to interview some of the successful entrepreneurs around the world that are succeeding in this digital world. Now, we're going to ask them what inspired them to start. We're going to actually find out what their challenges were, who their mentors were, and also find out what they learned along the way and some of their routines, what are some of the habits they've formed. And what we want to do is do a deep dive into their stories. But secondly, I want to share a little bit about me and how I came here to be on this show. Now, in 2008, I was between jobs, and that was code for unemployed. Now, but what I did have was plenty of time. So I was reading some books, and so I had 3 insights and also 3 pieces of inspiration that got me started to start the jeffbullas.com site. So it was when blogs were just starting to become popular. And I read a book by Tim Ferriss called The 4-Hour Workweek. Now, in that book, he actually opened up a whole world of digital business. In other words, business that you could create online. And I went, okay, that really is something that I'm really quite interested in. So then I came across David Meerman Scott's book, The New Rules of Marketing PR. Now, in that book, he actually explained the role of content if you publish online to attract customers to you or readers. And he called that inbound marketing. And as a salesman that actually had been in the middle of chasing customers, outbound marketing, cold calling, even knocking on doors, I decided, wow, if I could create content online and attract customers to me and start a business online that way, that'd be pretty cool. So that was a second piece of inspiration. Then there was another piece of inspiration, and it was a blog by HubSpot, and said, if you have an inkling of what you want to write about, start a blog. And I went, okay, that's not a bad idea either. So, but there was one other piece to the puzzle that really got me started, and it was observing people's behavior on Facebook and generally on social media. So I was, told to get onto Facebook by a friend of mine, and I went, okay, and I noticed people's obsession. I went, wow, there's something going on here. And then I noticed the same behavior on Twitter. So these, platforms, social media, I thought there was something going on that could maybe be worth writing about. So that's what I decided to do. I started the blog in March 2009. That's 11 years ago, this month actually. So we started to create content, and I started writing, and we continued to write. And then what happened was I started to get people, inquiring whether I'd want to go and speak overseas about social media. So, and I remember that I got contacted by a guy called Johnny Hendrickson. Now, Johnny, now the founder of Shutterrock, he actually sent me a short email saying, would I like to come to New Zealand and run a workshop? And I went, okay. And I went and checked him out, and he was quite a successful entrepreneur. And I went, okay. So I started the blog. As I shared my content, the world showed up, and I started to get paid for my speaking. So that's how it all sort of started. In the meantime, I did find a full-time job working in a digital agency, building online stores. So fast forward, a decade later, and now we have over 5 million visitors a year to the blog. And I learned a lot along the way. But in the middle of all this, emerging automation and, artificial intelligence, we're becoming a little less human. So what I want to do is I wanted to start this podcast, the Jeff Bullas Show, because I wanted to find out the stories, the human stories behind those successful entrepreneurs and startups. So that's what we're doing today. And what are we going to ask them? We're going to ask them a bunch of questions. We want to find out their secret sauce. We want to find out what got them started. We want to find out what they learn along the way and what they can then share with us in terms of what it requires to succeed in this digital world. So that's it from me for the moment. I look forward to sharing episode 1 coming up shortly. Have a great day.